Two sisters and the cat. Mrs. Wilson and Mrs. Smith are sisters. Mrs. Wilson lives in a house in Duncan, and Mrs. Smith lives in a condominium in Victoria. One day, Mrs. Wilson visits her sister. When her sister entered the door, Mrs. Wilson saw tears in her eyes. "What's the matter?" she asked. Mrs. Smith said, "My cat Sammy died last night, and I have no place to bury him." She began to cry again. Mrs. Wilson was very sad because she knew her sister loved the cat very much. Suddenly, Mrs. Wilson said, "I can bury your cat in my garden in Duncan, and you can come and visit him sometimes." Mrs. Smith stopped crying, and the two sisters had tea together a nice visit. It was now 5 o'clock, and Mrs. Wilson said it was time for her to go home. She put on her hat, coat, and gloves, and Mrs. Smith put the dead Sammy into a shopping bag. Mrs. Wilson took the shopping bag and walked to bus stop. She waited a long time for the bus, so she bought newspaper. When the bus arrived, she got on the bus, sit down, and put the shopping bag on the floor beside her feet. She then began on read the newspaper. When the bus arrived at her bus stop, she got off the bus and walked for 2 minutes. Suddenly, she remembered she had left the shopping bag on the bus.